Hi, I'm Katrina, and this is Boldly Challenging Ableism. I'm your host, Katrina Simons. I'm the Community Program Specialist at the Institute on Community Integration at the University of Minnesota. This program explores various topics that impact people with disabilities in our community. Each episode addresses a different aspect of our society within the context of ableism. Ableism is the prejudice that stems from the belief or belief system that assumes someone is less capable or less worthy because of a real or perceived difference in ability or function. On this program, we hope to answer some questions you may have been afraid to ask, or maybe some you didn't even know you had. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoy the conversation. Welcome back to Boldly. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to do a part 2 with Nick, mostly because he's a really cool dude, but also because I got a little bit sidetracked by his dog, Frida. So if you're not into talking about dogs, maybe skip a large chunk of the prior episode to this. But we're so happy you're here today. And Nick is going to join us again. We're going to have some more rousing conversation for you. Nick, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us again.
It's good to be here. It's good to still be here, Katrina.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Can you just real quick give us a recap for the listeners?
Yep. Yeah. So Nick Wilkie is my name. I work for the Metropolitan Center for Independent Living. I live in St. Paul. I work in St. Paul. And I've been working for this wonderful organization for 19 years.
Excellent. And you were telling us last episode about how you are also in charge of knowing the information about home modifications at the MCIL. And I was just wondering, well, first of all, can you tell us a little bit about why why MCIL needs someone who needs to be in charge of knowing all the information about home mods? And then can you talk to us a little bit about if that's stressful or not, because there's so much red tape around home mods? Totally.
So in this space that we have here at the Center for Independent Living, I consult with people about different modifications that they would like to make to their home or to the spaces in their home, so that it would be more accessible, so that they can do something called age in place, or if they have onset of disability, they need better access to their home. I can help them navigate the process of getting a ramp, getting various tools on the inside of their home, maybe like a stair lift or a platform lift, or some grab bars in the bathroom, a grab bar in the bedroom to help with transfers, any kind of thing like that. And so I make myself available for those conversations to try to expand it out so that people are thinking about the things that they're going to need, just to make life a little bit easier in their home. And those conversations, because people don't know what might be available, those conversations can be great, and it allows us to explore what independence looks like in that full picture.
And sorry, and Nick, I don't mean to interrupt, but because our audience might be less familiar with home modifications and disability, can I just real quick review the terms aging in place and onset of disability? Yep. So aging in place, correct me if I'm wrong, means we're going to try to make sure you can stay in your home instead of having to move to a different setting like a nursing home. Correct?
Exactly.
So we want to think about ways to make it easier for you to stay in your home instead of move. And second, did you call it secondary onset or adult onset? I can't remember the term.
Or just onset of disability.
Oh, so onset of disability would probably mean someone who got their disability as an adult, as opposed to someone who was born with their disability.
Right.
And so if you get later adult onset of disability or later onset of disability, you have already learned how to live as a person without a disability, and then you have to learn how to live as a person with a disability. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
The only caveat I would say is that, as we all know, in the space of boldly and in society, disability is the one population we all become more of tomorrow.
Right.
We're an equal opportunity group. So, making it accessible is not only going to help you and I, Katrina, but it is going to help our parents. It's going to help our friend that happens to use a wheelchair. It's going to be easier for everybody.
Yep. Okay. And then what we were talking about is those conversations can look different depending on where the person is in life. But I was wondering if it's difficult to be the person that has those conversations because of all the red tape.
The hardest part about my work in that consultation role is explaining to people that these modifications cost money, and there are only so many funding streams that will help mitigate getting the cost taken care of. If individuals don't have the money to private pay for a ramp or for a bathroom modification or a kitchen modification, so that someone that's using a wheelchair could totally navigate their own kitchen and cook for themselves and all that kind of stuff. It's awesome when you can get it all done, but unfortunately, it costs money.
Right, and you can't get it if you don't own your own home, correct?
You can get it if you live in an apartment, but if you want to make those modifications, you have to make sure that the property owner is okay with those modifications.
Yeah. May not be able to get it if the property owner isn't okay with it.
But you gotta be able to have that conversation, and I would say if you've built a relationship with that entity and you've been living in your apartment and paying your rent the way you should, there really shouldn't be a reason why a property owner would stop you from doing that.
Oh, because
in my opinion.
Sorry. I had heard, and I live in an apartment, so I don't know, and I hadn't tried to get modifications in that apartment because it's an ADA accessible apartment, but I had heard that a lot of times if you want to change the amount of space that the apartment unit takes up, that the landlord will often say no, because they have a certain number of units and they have you going.
So changing the the walls on the inside of the apartment is probably, open to conversation, but pushing, expanding your apartment into other people's walls that's probably a harder sell.
Yeah. So do you know who Bob Wagner is?
Yep.
Okay. So Bob Wagner is another member of the disability community that Nick and I both know. And
Bob is so cool.
He bought a condo in downtown St. Paul. And I think, I could be wrong, but he wanted to buy a double unit up and down so that he could put in a ceiling lift so that he could put in a lift to help him with the transfers. I should not have brought this conversation up in not without a picture, but a ceiling lift is when you can put a track on your ceiling, and then that track has a lift that can lift you up, and so you can basically ride around in a sling in your apartment to get from place to place. And it makes
it super helpful.
Showering and bedtime easier. I wish maybe I'll include a YouTube video on how they work in the episode description of this, because that'd
be cool.
But anyway, so he had to buy a double unit in order to accommodate that. So if you were renting and you were only in one unit and somebody wanted the unit above you, for example, that might not be okay. So you might have to plan ahead, and it can be super stressful.
Well, and also, the logistics of one level living versus two level living. For myself, I'm living on two different levels right now. But in order to navigate those spaces, I can still do steps. But there might be a time when I don't want to do steps. So what does that what is just that conversation? Does it mean I have to move, or does it mean that I just stay on one level?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, and for you, I'm sure you already know this, but have you started thinking about like stair lifts or things like that?
I'm aware of those options, but
Okay.
at this point, for myself, I I might navigate to those eventually, but I think that's, if I was going to make that choice in my space, I would um, probably opt to sell our condo and move to a spot where I can have one level living.
Well, also, if you move to a spot with one level living, we could hang out more.
We could, and instead, it's me being a jerk and having an inaccessible space.
No, because you would come over all the time.
Right, exactly.
If I had my life together and I called you more often, you would come over all the time.
That would be great.
I never had my life together. I never like planned my life together, and I'm always just so excited when I get from the top of the day to the bottom of the day.
Hey, that's what we're all doing, Katrina.
Yep.
There's a lot. There's a lot to do.
Yeah. Speaking of when you come over, you have a hobby.
Yep.
And I've seen you in my neighborhood. Can we talk a little bit about it?
We can. And remind me, because we'll get some pictures too. But for the last 11 years, I've had a 3-wheeled motorcycle that I use seasonally to get around and enjoy our community. I spend a lot of time riding, not only in the city here, but also out in the countryside of Minnesota, in the countryside of Wisconsin. Every single year I take it all the way to Door County, Wisconsin, which is a peninsula over there, and I ride around Door County. It's been an amazing hobby, and it really, I really enjoy it. And it allows me to enjoy an aspect of life that is, it's just peaceful, going out and riding and not thinking about my phone or a meeting or whether or not, whether or not Frida is going outside or, it's great. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry. That is beautiful. I love that. Can we talk about the part I want to talk about? Do you use your feet or do you use your hands to drive it?
So both.
Okay.
I've got, so on my motorcycle, there's, it's got traditional handlebars.
Okay.
But the way I hit the brakes is at my right foot. I've got one brake pedal that brakes all 3 tires at the same time.
Okay.
So I can not only go really fast, but I can also stop really well, which is important.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the way that I shift it, Katrina, is it's on my left. It's at my left hand.
Okay.
And it's a paddle shift. So it's literally just a lever I push.
Okay. Like this.
And yep.
Cool.
Or less than that. It's at my thumb.
Oh, like this. Well, you can't see it, but.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So it's just at my thumb.
Okay, that's so cool.
Yeah. And
sorry, you go.
I have disability plates on it, and that also gets some looks because people don't expect that somebody with a disability is going to be out there doing stuff like this.
I know, because we are supposed to sit at home.
Right. Well, no, we're not.
I know, but yeah. But okay, so the funny part about that is, and I don't want to detract from what you're telling us, but I just want to tell a funny joke. The funny part about that is that I do sit at home a lot, and I do know all the cable stations.
All right.
I like my house. I like my TV.
That's good. I like my TV. I like my TV too.
Yeah, but I also like your hobby because when I see you in my neighborhood, and I'm like, I know who he is.
Right.
One day we're gonna hang out. I just have to remember to pick up the phone.
That's all right. The funny thing about neighborhood riding is I really like to ride slower and like ride around neighborhoods and look at old houses and meet meet my friends and neighbors, and you can do that. And motorcycle riding isn't all about, going obscenely fast. I really try to take it easy and look around me, because there's plenty of things to see even in your own backyard.
Yeah, and just for those of you that don't know Nick as a person like I do, he is very he's very social, and he's very much of his community. So he really likes the people in his community, and he really likes being of the community, which is something we talk about a lot here at ICI. But I feel like it's a term of the community, is a term that we sort of struggle to embody, but Nick embodies it beautifully, just so y'all know. And I used to be that way until I bought 2 bummer chairs in a row, and they break all the time. They've literally, okay, so the last time Nick was going to do this episode, the chair was broken, and then it got fixed, and now it's broken again. Still in the middle of a broken. I have had this chair for 2.5 years, and for 6 weeks of those 2.5 years.
No, thank you so much. Yeah.
Oh.
My colleague was bringing me lunch.
Put in your mail? Oh, those are Jimmy John's. That's good. That's good. You can eat your sandwich while we talk. That's fine if you want.
Right. She just wanted to bring it in for me.
Anyway, so yes, Nick is very much of his community, but mostly I just really liked that you found a vehicle that could work for you, because I feel like that's really hard for people. I know that you drive, so it's a little bit easier for you. And when you drive, you don't even need hand controls, right? You can use both feet.
I can. I do know how to use hand controls. I've done it a little bit before, but when the opportunity presented itself to learn to drive, my family thought it was very important that I learned to do it without accommodations. Yeah. Because, as you know, this world is not going to change for us. So wouldn't it be nice if I could figure it out how to do it without the accommodation? Because that would mean I would be able to get in any vehicle and be able to figure it out. Yeah. Well, also, like, the other part is that, like, you can. So that's beautiful. I'm so happy. Yep. I don't drive, but if I did drive, it would not be with my feet. And so can I push back real quick? Yeah. Would you say that because you've never had an experience where you've driven with your feet, or would you say it's just like a level of being comfortable? Well, my feet wouldn't. So you have something in your feet, and I know this because I've seen you walk with 2 legs, called selectivity, which means you move one leg at a time. Right. I don't have that. Gotcha. Or I sometimes have it, but not reliably, which is not a great thing in a car. So if I were to drive, it would not be with my feet. Gotcha. That makes sense, Katrina. Anyway, so I have a similar hobby that I used to do, which is I like to walk to Target in my chair, but my chairs have been broken lately, as aforementioned, and so I haven't been doing that. But that would be my similar hobby, but it's just hard to find a vehicle that can do it, that I can drive, that I can operate safely. Well, and as we know, things, as we've discussed, are expensive. Yep. So, yeah, but I just really wanted to talk about your hobby, because I it's a great hobby. And I tell this to all my friends too, Katrina. If there's a way that I can take you for a ride at some point, I would love to be able to try. Thank you. I'll work towards it. Okay. Super cool. All right. Okay. So you are married. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you met your partner and how that has evolved over time? Right. So I met my partner because I was doing a presentation at the self-advocacy conference years ago, and a person that she was working directly with wanted to attend my presentation. My presentation topic was on communication, sexuality, and disability, and And so the person that she was working with wanted to come to that presentation. And in that space, I must have said something funny or memorable because she came up to me afterwards and was asking me all kinds of questions. And I didn't even realize that she was interested in me as a potential date, a romantic date. I just thought we were networking.
Yeah.
So yeah, we met. I'd extended her some information via email about like doing some networking for jobs and stuff like that. And she asked me to coffee, and I was like, oh, I'll meet you for coffee. And then we had ice cream afterwards.
Okay. Now, what kind of ice cream did you have?
Oh man, I'm pretty sure that I had something related to peanut butter and ice cream because that's like my favorite.
Do you like the chocolate peanut butter or just the peanut butter?
Well, just the peanut butter when I can get it, but usually it's combined with chocolate.
Yeah. Okay, and what kind of ice cream did she have?
She had something with the Reese's peanut butter cups. I guarantee.
Okay, see, so they're you're compatible.
Yeah. And
the rest is history.
The rest is history. We started out talking about movies and people with disabilities and helping other people out and just hit it off.
And your partner is a teacher, correct?
She is.
Okay, cool.
She is.
So she is in the classroom all day, or she gets to teach from
home?
No,
she's in the classroom all day.
Okay.
She's been working for the school that she works for now for about 2 years. And it's a great fit for her. She works at Lionsgate Academy, and Lionsgate Academy specializes in working with students with autism and those on the autism spectrum. So that's awesome. She loves doing that. And it's a really good fit for her.
That's awesome. Well, okay, Nick, you work and sort of live like a more difficult life that has a lot of ups and downs.
Yep.
What do you do to stay in a positive mindset?
The biggest thing I do to stay in a positive mindset is I'm always trying to assist people on a daily basis with unpacking what they want to do and focusing on what they want to do and get what gives them joy, because I'm doing that on a regular basis. When I can't get on my motorcycle, one of my favorite things to do is I love Legos. I love to build with Legos, even as an adult.
No, that's awesome. That's a thing.
It's a perfect wintertime activity.
Do you do like the Lego YouTube groups or not YouTube groups, but like social media groups where you can see what other people build too?
I haven't explored that yet, but that is such a slippery slope for me.
Yeah.
I would love it. I watch a show that I love to watch is on Fox called Lego Masters.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Seen it.
And it's awesome. I've combined my other hobby with this hobby, and I like to build motorcycles, Katrina. So,
oh my God, I've never done that.
I turn my Legos into motorcycle options.
That's so awesome.
Which is pretty cool.
They're
all sets that I've built, but
I'm getting really strong 80s really cool vibes, like the toys from the 80s. Or maybe they're from the 90s, because I was actually born in 87, so they were likely from the ones that I remember are likely from the 90s. And I would watch all the commercials and be like, those are so cool. No, I love awesome. Them. I'm not that good at them, is the thing about me and Legos.
That's awesome. The thing that I like about them is that you can build something, and then guess what? You can take it apart and build something else, or you can take it apart and build the exact same thing over again.
Yeah, you're right. Well, Nick, we are almost out of time, but is there anything else you wanted to share with our audience? Any burning advice that you want to give, or anything that you can do to help you have an easier time doing the good work?
The thing that I've always found, Katrina, is that I live my life with a high sense of humor. The more humor I have, the more I'm laughing, the better my days are. And it's especially important right now to bring a lot of levity in our world. Yeah. Not only disability, but also society.
And like life.
Oh my God, it's so important. Yeah. A day that I have when I'm laughing goes so much faster than a day that I have where I'm feeling down or just not enjoying what I'm doing. So it's so important. I want to thank you for having me on. It's been a blast.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
We're so happy we can do this.
Boldly Challenging Ableism is a co-production of AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota, and the Institute on Community Integration at the University of Minnesota. For more information, please visit ici.umn.edu.